Oh, well, yay, whippy. I had a bit of a false start there. I forgot I had to check one last thing before I do this. However, if I don't start this, then I literally never will. If you're wondering, this is the thing that I've been planning for, Jesus Christ, since last October. Basically, whenever I ordered my capture board for my 3DS, I've been slowly, and I haven't been doing this like non-stop, so yeah, this is the reason that this has taken so fucking long, is because I procrastinate very, very, very hard. And, you know, I worry about shit, and then, you know, I'm not sure whether it's going to pan out the way I want it to, and people are actually going to like it, but then I should do it because I want to do it, but then do I really want to do it? But anyway, it's here. Why am I playing Pokemon Platinum? Well, I'm playing Pokemon Platinum because I'm going to do a no centers, no marts run of this fucking game. And I'm annoyingly intimate with this bloody thing now. I don't even particularly like it. And by the way, yes, I went out and bought another copy after setting the first one on fire all those years ago. I don't particularly like this game. As I said before, when we, you know, especially when we did that 4th gen farewell thing, it's like, you know, I appreciate what 4th gen did for, you know, the games. No, see, I'm trying to skip the dialogue, you fuck you, touchscreen integration, you fuck yourself. Anyway, yeah, I appreciate what 4th gen did for the games, but, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, probably, I don't know. I don't know where I put them. They're pretty fucking far down the list, though. Alright, yeah, Heart Gold and Soul Silver were great games, but that's because, let's face it, they had, like, fucking solid gold, and they just had to polish it. Gold, Silver, and Crystal were really good games. Even now, looking back on it, they are really like good games for what they, as Pokemon games go. So, yeah, Heart Gold and Soul Silver basically just had the silver spoon in its mouth. It didn't really need to do a lot, but it did enough, and it made it, you know, prettied it up a bit, and it was fine. Whereas Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, not a big fan. Not overly. Part of this is because they're kind of dry and a bit boring and stodgy and very hand-holding. Anyway, yes, I am a woman. You can tell by my lovely boobies. And as is the way with all Pokemon games, I shall forever be known as Jesus. Because that's just what I do in Pokemon. I don't know. Bad started doing it in Fallout. I don't know. It's a thing. I actually got a little bit back into Fallout, actually, while procrastinating doing this, so there you go. I got some mods, and it's alright. But yeah, the reason I'm doing this is, A, because, well, Pokemon is pathetically easy. Realistically, I mean, like I say, this is kind of why I'm half excited for the new ones and not especially excited at all, because playing through the story is so boring and stodgy because all the villains are shit. This game is a very good example of shit villains. Oh god, what do I call you? I think I'm gonna go with a classic. Let's go with oh, actually, no, I'm not gonna do it. Sorry. There's a surprise coming up later that's gonna make a few of you double take. There you go. All right, Minge. There you go, Minge. That'll do ya. It's probably how you spell it. Don't really look into the spelling of Minge that often. You don't have a good opportunity to say Minge. Anyway, but yeah, it's like doing this challenge, like, A, it was actually an interesting and different way of, you know, because like, I don't really do an awful lot of planning in regards to whatever it is I do. I either do it blind or I know it so well I don't really care. I.e. Pokemon and other shit. You know, like Bayonetta I played before. I mean, alright, Stellar Glow wasn't planned out, and, you know, I won't finish that. I was going to say things, but I was like, wait, I've only uploaded 20 episodes of it. I've finished it. I finished it, like, in April. Yeah. Hi, Minge. I hate you. You're so shit. Really. Will you go... Oh. Oh. Yeah, I think I'd actually put this lower than Black and White as a game itself. Purely on the basis that fucking Black and White story was slightly more enjoyable. Slightly. Not by much, though. Anyway, off topic. Yeah, doing this at least provides a bit of challenge, because this is probably one of the easier Pokemon games. The fucking thing hands out free heals left, right, and center. Like, just fucking confettis the shit out of it. So, yeah, doing it this way at least makes it more interesting, but it's like, actually being able to go out and sort of have a decent excuse to explore the game world's kind of cool. I found all kinds of shit I never even realised was there, and I think this is the game I played the most out of all of them, despite not liking it that much, because there was that point where I sort of tried to get into breeding but wasn't very good at it and had no idea what I was doing, so I spent loads of time breeding Pokemon, and it's like, you just kind of end up with loads of time and fuck all to show for it. But yeah, I found all kinds of crap I've never seen before. I'm like, it's cool. You know, it's something. So yeah, it kind of it's a decent attempt to to sort of deepen my appreciation for a game I don't particularly like that much. And B, I'm gonna try. I don't know when I'm gonna get this out, because I'm gonna have to do some editing for it, because I think the first 3 parts are gonna be kind of jank the way I've decided to do it, but there you go. Fuck off, Minge. It's because there is a man called Andrew, or his channel is No Centers, No Marts, and he did 1st gen, he did 2nd gen, and he did 3rd gen, and then he, went off, he got married, had a kid, hey, well done, congrats, and generally got a life. So I figured, as a man with very little life to offer, I would pick up the mantle, because why not? I mean, I know Xerxes, and I think a couple of others. I think Nick might have done it as well, or Superblah. They did a few speed runs. I think Coop might have done it as well. They did some speed runs of Andrew's. Is it yellow or is it red? I can't remember which one he did. No, it wasn't yellow, because you get Pikachu and he's shit. Whichever one it was, they did some speed runs of that. So there is, like I say, they certainly brought it for speed runs. And I know who did 6th gen, No Centers, No Marts blind. I haven't watched it, but I don't know how far he got. But yeah, there's this gap in 4th and 5th gen, and even though they're probably my 2 least favourite gens, it's like, I kind of just want to finish it for the sake of doing it. It's nice to have a bit of completion, and it's also nice to throw my hat into the ring and try and do something with a bit of structure, for a change. Like I say, I've had to actually sort of vaguely apply myself and come up with some sort of plan. So yeah, I'm a it's an interesting way of taking me a little bit out of my comfort zone, and probably going to make me balls it up. I might finish it, I don't know. Basically, the way I've done it was I planned out a decent ways ahead, and then there's gonna basically the first 3 or 4 parts of this are just gonna be grind central to just try and get myself in a decent spot, and then I'm just gonna go for it. Because there is a pretty significant gap between the 1st and 2nd free heal. Like, you can avoid one of them. But yeah, so I'm going to get to a point where I'm mildly comfortable, and then I'm just going to wing it. I actually played through the game once, and I've gone through and I've gotten as much information as I can sort of get, like where I found all the items I could find. I'm not going to find all of them. This isn't 100%, it's just I found what I could find by exploring the world and using all the HMs and crap. So yeah, it's good. I had a train of thought there and I managed to lose it. I'm going mad. But yeah, it's like, the only reason I'm winging it, like, my original plan was to actually plan it out and have it all look very pretty and shiny, but then it's like, hey, that's fucking boring. It's like, oh wow, look, it's a thing that I planned out and I know I can't fail it apart from bullshit crits. So, having a bit of winging it in there is good, but it's also like, it actually sort of means like, it's not just like picking attacks as well, like, you know, just like, oh, this next trainer has this, so I'm gonna pick this and win. It's like, alright, that is Pokemon in a nutshell, or the story mode at least, but, you know, I've got levels as well, and finding all the items and crap, and figuring out what TMs to put on stuff, and what I'm gonna do with this Pokemon, that Pokemon, when I should sack off a Pokemon, because the basic gist of, since you can't use a Pokemon Center, or a Pokemon Mart, it's like, well, you can't buy any items to heal your guys. So, no money spent, which means no Safari Zone. I don't think I saw a place where you actually have to mandatorily spend any money. It's like, I know there's a few odd bits in like Ruby and Sapphire, we've got to spend like 50 quid to go into a fucking museum. It's like, okay. But yeah, it sort of basically means, especially for the early game as well, the early game is actually surprisingly difficult in this challenge, because you don't really get given an awful lot. I mean, you get a fair amount, like, you know, a good few Pokeballs, and when you get to the first gym town, you get some pretty neat stuff. But, yeah. There's like, you've got to plan it out decently well, because I think once I get to the first free heal, it's probably just going to descend into a piece of piss, and I should ream it, hopefully, depending. But other than that, it's like, you know, like I said, the first bit, you really just don't get an awful lot to work with. By the way, I will eventually change the text speed. That's the worst. Why would you want the text to crawl like that? It's fucking horrible. Actually no, tell her, the first free heal you get is from your mum. Oh, you do all this shit, but I'm not gonna grind and then like, oh, grind Turtwig up to level 10 on tackles and then go heal up. I'm not doing that. That would be rude. Even though this Turtwig seems like a bit of a bitch, and it's probably gonna die, because that's -3. You can do it, buddy. But yeah, so anyway, on top of just trying to complete the game itself with under parameters and things, the other thing I kind of want to do, since I realised that it shouldn't be too terrible, the options you do get early on do kind of make it jump bait, within a reasonable degree, is A, since I have my fancy capture board that I spent much money and waited much time for, one thing it does allow me to do, which I know you can do with emulators, but of course I can't get emulators anymore because Nintendo cracked down on that shit. I think you can, but it's weird. Is I'm going to try and trade stuff. So I've got some things in mind, you know, like trade Evos that I'm going to go with and things like that. And I'm just going to make a team of guys I want to use, and I'm going to see if I can do it. Anyway, going back to a point about 4 minutes ago, maybe, don't know. One of the reasons why that will be kind of tricky, and one of the reasons why it goes back into how do you sack things off, is because PP usage is quite huge, as is HP, and putting stuff in the box, i.e., I want to catch that guy, but I've got a team of 6, if I damage him in any way, and he goes to the box, he's unusable. Because that's cheating, he's gotten a free heal. It's using a Pokemon Center, effectively. So, that's where it's going to make the strategy and actually trying to think it through, and actually me having to vaguely try and apply myself interesting. Because it's probably where I'm going to balls it up. Because, again, just like, it's a bit more than, yeah, like I say, just send out a dude, kick the crap out of the other one, win. It's like, oh no, I've got to think about PP usage. When do I want, you know, is this guy going to be useful to me later on? You know, can I fit in this guy now, or should I come back and catch him later and trade him up later? And, fuck, I forgot to change the text speed. Well, you bugger off, Midge. I've had enough of you. Another thing that's quite helpful is I'm surprisingly not drunk. I don't know what's come over me, but this weekend I haven't had any. It's very strange for me. I can't really think of a weekend in recent memory where I missed a drink, but I've somehow managed to do it. So, I don't know. Thought process should be... well, I don't know, for me, as sound as it can be. Anyway, on the other side of it, one thing that Andrew did, and one thing that I will do, is I will name Pokemon after people who want it. So, I don't know, if you want to leave in the comments if you want. I can't tell you what Pokemon I'm going to get. I don't even know how many I'm going to get. In theory, there should be enough Pokeballs that you get that I can probably catch enough for all of you. I'll have a shot. Although I suppose it depends how many people watch this, because technically it is a Pokemon video, but on the other hand it's not a Wi-Fi or Showdown thing, so... But yeah. So that's kind of the general gist of it. Actually, the other side of it though as well, it's like, I kind of want to go and sort of plow on, because I know that the grinding session is going to be just... But it also means that I'm going to end up catching loads and loads of crap, because I just sort of want to make the most out of what I get early game, and then, like I say, wing the fuck out of it, so... Anyway, I have no idea what's happening, it's just Minge was talking about some shit, and I think it was in his alpha. Oh, so it's... One of the things I always have a problem with regards to Pokemon stories is that there's never any proper, like, fucking connection. Like, you don't ever actually feel anything towards it. Like, I feel more towards Bastiodon when he does something cool in a fucking browser version of the game than I do in anything here. Although, like I say, if it's going to do one thing as well, it's sort of... It will provide that sort of Nuzlocke feel to it. I mean, you can use revives. So, like I say, it's not permadeath, but that's another side of what makes this early game quite difficult, is you really don't get any... I mean, rare candies count as well, although you've got to be kind of tricky on that one, because it's like a rare candy, if you use it, then you're wasting a level, effectively, depending on how much XP they go for. But yeah, you don't get a revive or a rare candy for quite a long time, if I recall correctly. Like, you know, at least until, I don't know, maybe going towards the second gym, I would have thought. So, that's an awful lot of time and space for you to fuck it up. So yeah, this is the other debate I was having as well, which is like, do I want to do like the first 3 parts post-com, because, well, I don't want to be that guy who, you know, sort of does it till he gets it the way he wants it, but on the other hand, it's also sort of like, well, this is very easy to balls up. So, yeah. But I'm gonna do it live com until I have to speed it up. Oh, by the way. For the sake of it, I did ask the man if he actually wanted a Pokemon named after him. Spoiler alert, Chatwick isn't gonna go the full distance, but just for you, there you go. Because you started it, I figured it's fair that I would ask him. So I believe, I think I told Darky as well. Probably, yeah, I'm sure I want a name. But anyway, fuck off, please. It's just not interesting. It holds your hand so much. I think the worst thing, in regards to this game at least, are the bloody clowns in the next town, where it's like, oh, go find the clowns and answer the most painfully obvious question in the world. It's like, alright, yeah, I get it. You know, your demographic is like from 5-year-olds to, I don't know, 30-year-olds, I suppose, realistically, but it's like, there are easier and smarter ways of teaching people how to play the game than just, here we have a massive text dump about something, and yeah, it's like, there's nothing wrong with having a lot of things to teach a player about your game, but it's like you don't give the player any fucking credit, you just assume, well, if I just write this massive brick wall of text, eventually they'll learn it. It's like, especially in this game where there's no real penalty for failure, apart from money. It's like, ah, no. Thanks to the Pokemon Center, I can just smash my head into a brick wall over and over again till I get it right. I can't think of any other places apart from maybe the fight for, oh, fucking Rapeface, whatever his name is. The boss character, whatever. Like when you're in Giratina's special world. Oh yeah, I'm gonna spoil a lot because I don't care. If you care about the story, you're in the wrong place. You need to spy the game for yourself, it's like a tenner. Anyway, I can't think of anything else to talk about. I think I kind of bashed out most of the information. Actually, no, I'll tell you what, there is one last thing. Well, they're still plodding on with whatever it is. One of the reasons I decided to pick Platinum over Diamond and Pearl is because one of the reasons I really did not like these 3 games is because when Diamond and Pearl came out, it was like, oh, here you go, you have 150 Pokemon. It's like, alright, yeah, that worked for first gen, but they kind of made decent use of all of them. Whereas in this, it's like, the selection of Pokemon just seems randomly bizarre. Like, really just shit, to be honest. Especially, I think the worst example of it was the Elite... There's an Elite Four member who's fire. I think his name's Flint, because he uses fire types. But he had 2 fire types. I believe it was an Infernape, a Magmortar, and then it was like a Drifblim, a Lopunny, and so... It's like, no. Don't make a fire type guy if there's not enough fire type Pokemon to populate his 5 fire types, you gibbering anuses. What's wrong with you people? This is one of the few things that Platinum does actually improve on, to its credit, because you get 200. Still doesn't solve all of it. There are, I believe there's quite a few Pokemon that you can get dex-wise, but it's like, I want to say Honchkrow or Mismagius. The only way you can get Murkrow or Misdreavus is to transport them over. I could be wrong on that one. I know that is a case, like, there's a few of them that's the case for Diamond and Pearl, and I look at that and just think, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Why would you make brand new Pokemon and then have them just restricted unless you bought the old game? Or you knew someone with the old game? Anyway, this is Mum healing you. The run officially starts now. I know you do get a level against Barry, but it's like, I'm not gonna throw the fight. Just, like, no. That's daft. I suppose from a technical standpoint I probably should have done, but that's just a thing. I'm not gonna throw away a level just for pure analness. Otherwise I would have gone off and found every single item and planned out the route, but I'm not going that mad. Ah, you little min- well, I didn't even think about that. Oh, brilliant. Nice. Yes, I will go give your package to Vince, don't worry. Or whatever. I'll give it to him as hard as possible. So yeah, there you go. That's a good nickname. It works out. But yeah, the run officially starts now, so I don't know how I want to do this, to be honest. I think for upload schedule's sake, I'm probably going to try and get this out once or twice a week. What I will do, though, is when I upload this, I'm probably just going to throw out a Republic Commandos part ahead of it as well, because I just need to get that done. Like, that's been there since, like, fucking March, and it's only, like, 18 parts. So, could definitely stand to just get rid of that one, get that sorted, because that was kind of the other thing I wanted to do, and I just haven't really uploaded it at all. So yeah, you know what, fuck it, we'll call this part 0, because I think it explains most of it, and it means you can all get your nicknames in. And at least it's 1 foot forward, as opposed to me going, oh, is that gonna be alright, 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 is that gonna be alright? At least it started, and I have a vague sort of requirement to do it in my brain now. So, there you go, I guess. This is it. Platinum, no centers, no marts. Let's hope we have a rollicking good time. Hey. The other thing that will kill me, by the way, before we finish, is one of the things I liked about doing Stellar Glow and Bayonetta or whatever, is that, being the massive nerdy man I am, I just enjoy sitting down, playing a game for 7 hours and finishing it in one sitting. This is going to take a while. I can tell you that now. There's an awful lot of faffing around that's required of this bloody thing. In fact, getting the first 3 parts out is probably going to take a fair old bit. which I suppose is more reason to get this out now and see who wants names and what they want shit calling, so at least that's off me chest and I can record at my leisure. Anyway, yeah, but whatever. Hope you all enjoy, and I hope this mildly interests you, and go look at Andrew's videos, because they're probably going to be an awful lot better than mine. But yeah, you never know. Perhaps I can reach his lofty ambition, but I'll probably end up fucking it up at some point. I know Crash Awake's going to be difficult with the plan I have in mind, but yeah, fuck it. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Probably lose, and then we'll get on with our lives. Oh well, hope you enjoyed. See you in a bit. Peace.